It is with a heavy heart that I bring to you the names of the victims of that tragedy. 64-year-old Katherine Goldstein of Highland Park, 35-year-old Irina McCarthy of Highland Park, 37-year-old Kevin McCarthy of Highland Park, 63-year-old Jackeline Sundheim of Highland Park, 88-year-old Stephen Straus of Highland Park, 78-year-old Nicolas Toledo Zaragoza of Morelos, Mexico. We have also been notified that there is a 7th victim that died at a hospital located outside of Lake County.
The first was in April of 2019. An individual contacted Highland Park Police Department a week after learning of Mr. Crimo attempting suicide. This was a delayed report, so Highland Park still responded to the residents a week later, spoke with Crimo, spoke with Crimo's parents, and the matter was being handled by mental health professionals at that time. There was no law enforcement action to be taken. It was a mental health issue handled by those professionals. The second occurred in September of 2019. A family member reported that Crimo said he was going to kill everyone, and Crimo had a collection of knives. The police responded to his residence. The police removed 16 knives, a dagger, and a sword from Crimo's home. At that time, there was no probable cause to arrest. There were no complaints that were signed by any of the victims. The Highland Park Police Department, however, did immediately notify the Illinois State Police of the incident.
We were sitting right in front of the stage where the parade announcers were announcing, and it was probably about 20 to 30 feet away. I thought that it was the Navy that was saluting the flag with the rifles, but then when I saw people running, I picked up my son and I started running. I ran to a niche in one of the buildings of the local shops there, and I tried to break the glass to get in with my son, and I couldn't break it. And when the shot stopped again, is when we decided we had to run. So we started shooting again, and we ran behind the building, and I put my son in a dumpster, and he sit there with his dog. And I went back to look for the rest of my family. I left him with someone there so that I can go back to get my phone and find the rest of my family, because they ran away also, and it was just horrible. I went back, there was a few people shot on the ground, and there was a little boy that was in one of the police officers' arms, and that was the worst experience ever, because all I thought about was my son, and I can only imagine what that family's going through.
I just remember seeing smoke on the ground. We were literally close by to where it all happened. I remember hearing shootings and going and then reloading, and then again, and people screaming and running. It was just really traumatizing and scary. It just makes me feel like we're not safe anymore. I currently was living in Waukegan, and I, left Waukegan to come to Highland Park because it's a safe community. I grew up in the Highland Park area, and, to experiment this on a holiday that, means a lot to people because they go with their families and they attend. It's just crazy, and all I thought about is just, getting my daughter to safety, and I ran with her. We went to the nearest McDonald's, and, she lost her shoe along the way, my daughter, and she was scared. All I wanted her is to be safe.